everyone, Angelina, Sparkling Diva, back with another pick a card reading for you. And this time I'm going to do 4 choices. It's one card only, but it also comes with a small envelope with a crystal for each card. And I will incorporate that then, of course, right? The crystal. Problem is, 4 cards, and I had to improvise to show the cards to you. And if I put the envelopes in front of it, which was the idea, that it's not going to work anymore. The whole lot is going to fall over. Anyhow, this reading is about a message from your inner wise woman. Right? We all have this inner guidance, this inner wise woman. And so we're going to look at what she has to say to you right now. The reading in itself is timeless reading. But right now, if you're watching right now, we are close to the summer solstice of 2021. Which is a very powerful one, and the energies for that are already building up, and then we're going to have a very powerful period in between the solstice and the Lion's Gate later on 8th of August. In any case, the reason I'm telling that is because this message of your inner wise woman might also have to do with that, something you need to hear right now when we are about to enter this very powerful time of the summer solstice. So please make your choice. From left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm gonna start the reading. Right, numbers 1, your card is Herbal Kitchen Alchemist. Now, the herbal stuff I'm going to leave for this reading entirely because I don't feel that's applicable at all. But the alchemist, alchemy, that is your message. Your message has all to do with that. And in this case, especially, alchemy is basically changing one thing into another thing, right? Like changing lead to gold, for instance. So it's changing something. And really, entirely, completely changing something. And I feel this is about personal alchemy. And so meaning that... I think it's safe to say it's always the case that we live the life as the person that we came to believe we are, but oftentimes this is not who we actually really truly are. Like, for instance, if in the past as a child you were very shy, and that doesn't mean to say that now as an adult you're still really shy, right? People grow, people change, people learn, so you are not that same person anymore. And that goes for you at the age of 5 or the age of 15 or in your 20s or whatever. It doesn't really matter. And even later on in life you can change immensely, me being 55, I know all about that. So that change can always be there. We always grow, but oftentimes, and that's a stupid thing, we stick to the old beliefs of who we are and what we can do, be, achieve, and all that stuff. And let's say that you deep down still believe, if it's just an example, right, that you are a shy person, and you still believe that because you were told that, you noticed that in the past, and you just came to believe that you are a shy person. Even though you experienced different things in life and you grew, etc., you still believe deep down you are a shy person. That can actually affect your self-confidence. It can affect the choice of study you do, the choice of work you do, and the choice of partner you get, the way you dress, the way you present yourself, the way you behave in social circles, in crowds, etc., etc. It is, and it has a tremendous effect. There's also like another example, because not everyone has a past of being shy. If you in the past, and that could also be as an adult, were basically validated, complimented, became part of a group because you said something funny, then you might go down the books as to, oh, she's the one who's always funny, let's invite her, she's funny. And if you then, that's what's the funny thing that happens subconsciously often, is that we then start to live up to that believe that statement that someone else made about us, even though we know that we're not actually funny at all. But then you felt that you were then accepted by people because you were funny. People laughed and enjoy your company because you were funny, and so on and so forth. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna make that the you, right? You are funny. And so you're going to work on that image, and you start to live that image, and that can actually, again, define the people you meet, the people in your social circle, the way you socialize, behave in groups, your job, the way you behave on the work floor, and so on and so forth. Even your hair or your clothes, maybe you even have an alternative lifestyle, not lifestyle, clothing style when that happens, because you are funny, right? You stand out. And so these are just examples, but these things can just really affect your entire life. Now, alchemizing that is starting to tell the real story, looking at who am I actually really, looking at all the ingredients, which is basically what you also do when you have a herbal kitchen, when you want to make a potion, like which ingredients, which parts is actually me and which is not me, right? Because when you make a potion, you also don't throw in just about every herb and stuff you have, because if you want to make a specific potion, well, some things are not supposed to go in there. So look at that. That's the alchemy. That's the alchemical process of turning you into the real, true you. And that's important right now. And that might be quite, depending, it's not a personal reading, so it will vary for everyone, but it can be quite an intense process. Like, for instance, let's go back to the example of funny. If you actually aren't all that funny at all, it's not really you, but your entire life is built around that, is based on that, then if you start to change that to become you, your entire life might actually fall apart, kind of, And so it can be really, really quite intense. But it can also be on milder levels and things, of course. But in any case, it's for you very important to start looking at what you think about yourself and what you say to other people about yourself. And really become aware of that, and then start thinking, is this actually true? Maybe you find out that you often tell yourself or other people, I can't do that. That kind of thing. Or think in your head, this yapping voice, right? I'm not good enough. I can never do that. I will not be able to hold on to a man like that. I can't make that much money. I can never be as good as that person. And then start becoming aware of that and start changing these things around. Start telling another story about yourself, the real story, the true story, and start repeating that. It's like you have to kind of rehearse that and repeat that over and over and over till you're sick and tired of it. But that's because in the subconscious, the old programming that is so really, really very embedded in there, and it takes time for that to go and to basically erase that program and accept a new one. You have to reprogram your subconscious. It sounds all quite maybe weird, a bit logical, but it's not. But anyhow, this is the message I have for you. The alchemical process of you starting to tell the story of the real you and start to live the life that actually matches who you are. And that can be really intense process, can be mild thingy, but that's what comes up. Now let's look at your crystal. Then we have the carnelian. I chose the crystals from this thingy. I'm not certain if you can see that. There's a lot of crystals in there, and I didn't look, right? I just was tuning into this reading and then just feeling and grabbing a crystal, and then we have the carnelian. Now the carnelian is for the first 3 chakras. Now I'm inclined to say that that will mostly be the 3 chakras on the new 12 chakra system. So the root chakra and sacral chakra and the navel chakra. But in the 7 chakra system, it would be the solar plexus, the navel, and the root. So it depends how you interpret that. Carnelian is very grounding. It's warming. It enhances passion and courage, and the courage also to take a leap of faith, to start doing something, self-confidence, believing in yourself. So it really matches this. And it's also to let emotions flow away via the lower chakras. And that is also a good thing, because if you do this alchemical process, if you enter into that, you might indeed have a lot of emotions and things that you need to get rid of. So that's why the grounding is important, and that you can flow these emotions out of your system. And most of the time, these emotions and things are stuck, embedded, ingrained, or whatever you want to call it, in the lower chakras below the heart chakra. So in that sense, if it appeals to you, a carnelian might be a very good crystal for you at the time to wear. This is what I have for you right now. Also, if you do feel this resonates, it might really be helpful to start doing this, to start working with this now during this solstice and the entire period towards the Lion's Gate. Because especially with the solstice, the energies are very powerful, of course, but also they are very... there is a big focus on love, celebration, harmony, and so on. So it might make it easier to start with it and to get going with it and to let go of things. But anyhow, this is what I have for you, and I thank you for watching. Wishing you a wonderful solstice time, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye. Numbers 2. Your card, we have Wand, Intention. Now, the message of this says that you are making things too difficult, and instead of looking what everyone else is doing, have focus on your own talents, and don't compare yourself with other people and worry that you are not as good maybe as them, because you have your own talents, you have your own path to walk, and so do they, right? It's not the idea that you become a clone of someone else, so there's no point in comparing yourself to others. As actually, when you do that, when you have the tendency to compare yourself to other people, you lack self-esteem and self-love. As if you really truly loved yourself, you wouldn't do that, right? Then you would be happy and proud of who you are and what you stand for. So if you do that, and well, it's the biggest message of this card basically. So I suppose if you chose this, then work on that, right? And you can do that by starting to focus on your own gifts, your own talents, what you are good at, and your dreams as well. And if you don't know what your dreams are, try to get clarity. And that's also what this is about, because with the wand, if in witchcraft you use a wand, it's to focus. Also to your intentions, right? To focus your intentions, to put them out there. But it is a lot that has to do with focusing. So if you really haven't got a clue what your dreams are, what you want to do, what you're really good at, etc., etc., then start trying to really narrow that down. Focus, and yeah, there's all kinds of things on that. Probably even online for free. Yeah, because this focusing is really important to come to your goal, your intention, your dream, what you're good at, what makes you happy. And that's also a good thing to start with if you don't know exactly what you want to do. We often think automatically, how can I make money out of that, right? And that's from the ego, fear. It's very logical. We all have bills to pay. But start thinking what makes you happy, what you actually really love to do. And if at the moment you don't love to do anything, then look at what you used to like and love as a child. And try to get clarity on that. And it's also a lot about concentration, but I feel that actually the most important message for you is to not compare yourself to other people, to start appreciating yourself, to start loving yourself, to really see what you're good at. We all have something we're good at, and to start yeah valuing yourself, appreciating yourself more and more and more. And yeah. And maybe for others, the part about the intention and the focus is more applicable. That is possible. So if you do know what you want and you want to achieve something, then that is very important, right? To have focus, to have concentration, and to have that intention clear of what it is you want, and to hold on to that, to stick to that, and yeah, to then make it come into being, to make it manifest, to make it happen, to draw it to you. So let's look at your crystal, because I really can't make anything more of this for you, because then I'm just going to dilute the message, I feel. And yeah, the one thing that is in the booklet that I would want to give you, the intentions in your heart and mind lead the way. And that's very important, to let your heart, especially your heart, lead the way. And then that combined with the mind, of course, and dare to walk a different path than you were doing maybe, or than the environment expects of you. Just dare to walk your own path in life, and then focus on that, have that intention and stick with it, concentrate on it, and then it will come into being. And then we look at your crystal. We have the crystal collar, and in a way a stone of emotions, right? A crystal collar, and much of the its qualities have to do with that as well. It's expressing your emotions. When you use it on the heart chakra, it can help heal heartache. Using it on the solar plexus can help to digest, let go of emotional programming, basically very old, destructive emotional programming that doesn't serve you at all. So even though it's a blue stone mostly, you can also use it on the solar plexus chakra over the stomach, that is, right? We often hold an awful lot of crap in the solar plexus chakra, because that's where we basically interact with the environment, and we also absorb a lot of stuff there, fear as well, and then it gets stuck there if it never gets cleansed. So old emotional programming that doesn't serve you at all, but is rather destructive, can also be there, and then the crystal color can help, if you put it on there, to get rid of that, or to soften that. So yeah, I feel that goes quite well with the card, the message of the card, because if you indeed have to stop comparing yourself, work on self-esteem, and so on and so forth, but also if you want to manifest your dream, and you often also bump into obstacles that emotions, fears, whatever, that hinder you. So it can be very helpful then to work on these things. It might come up automatically. So anyhow, this is the message I have for you. That is for you right now. And use, if you wish, if you're watching it now, the energies of the solar plexus, the summer solstice, to really get this off the ground, this process, to really get this going, because it will help. The added energies, the powerful energies that are around at the moment, they will really help, and they will linger, right? It's not like summer solstice and then a few hours after or a day later it's gone. No, it's not like that at all. So use that energy to get this this process off the ground, if you wish. Anyhow, thank you for watching. This is what I have for you, and I will see you again soon. Right, number 3, you're reading your card. We have High Priestess, High Priest, responsibility. And the message for you is about that, about the responsibility, that whatever you do, every action, every thought, and so on and so forth, has an effect. And so that whatever you do, and that you are aware of that and take responsibility for that. And that can go for great things. It can also go for not so great things, right? And I do feel that this is somehow related also to the law of attraction, that basically the cause and effect, right? That what you do, what you think, comes back to you. Is what you attract. If you are negatively focused, negatively thinking, and thinking everything, nothing's going to work out, blah, 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 that's what you're going to get. Because that's what you send out yourself. That's your energy. You yourself then resonate with that, with everything that is not so pleasant, that is negative. So you will attract then negative situations, negative people, and so on and so forth, that only confirm your thoughts that it's just all crap, right? And whereas if you're happy, positive, let's go for positive, you attract positive situations. You attract positive people and positive situations, positive whatever. And because then positive is a match to your vibration. So you attract that. So I feel that's also important with this card. Because let's say stuff in your life is not working out too well, or not the way you want it, then it might be good to look at that, to take responsibility for that, and to look at why that is. What has caused you to attract that? Because it's very easy to say, yeah, it's because of this, that, and the other, and because of him, her, or that situation that happened 10 years ago or 5 weeks ago, and that's why blah, 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 right? But then you actually are not taking responsibility, and you also are not claiming your own power. you have power, right? But not if you do that, because then you give your power away. You reject your own power. You have the power to change, and but in order to do that, you need to take responsibility for what's going on in your life, and so that there's that side to the story as well. And for instance, and yeah, maybe you don't like these stories. I sometimes don't like lengthy readings myself either. But for instance, I am going to give an example. In the past, I have been with a narcissist for 10, 11 years. And what I see happen, many women have been victim to a narcissistic partner. What I often see here from women a lot is, and I know it's very easy to go there, is that they then start blaming that partner for what has happened to them, and and being a bad person, blah blah blah. What I did and how I came to get over it and forgive and move on with my sanity intact is I started thinking, why did this happen? How is it I attracted this in my life? I started taking responsibility. I began to look at my own part of the story, and that was quite an eye opener, right? And it's not that I was a bad person, not at all. It's just that I saw really clearly that I was very vulnerable when I met him, and not standing in my power at all, and yeah, basically all these kind of things. And then you are a very easy victim, very easy prey for a narcissist. But by taking responsibility and looking at this, and it actually helped me to move on with my life. And I grew a lot as well during that relationship, so I finally could come into my power and have confidence and so on and so forth. But I clearly see that I needed, however stupid it sounds, I needed that relationship in order to get where I am now, to be who I am now. And I did attract it. I mean, I had a say in it, right? I could have said, no, sod off. I'm not going to put up with this shit. So that's what I mean, taking responsibility. And you always have a part in something. And that's why I gave the example. It's not always that you have done something wrong, or that you have done something bad that made you, that brought it to you. Responsibility is sometimes what I just explained, just looking at your part in a situation. And again, that doesn't mean to say you did something wrong. I didn't do something wrong either, but you still have responsibility. In any case, let's look at your crystal. I hope that was a bit clear. We, for you, have smithonite. And that's a crystal you do not often come across, I believe. It comes in various colors. It's this one is lilac, pinkish lilac. You also have blue, and I don't know, plenty of colors. It's connected to the energies of Kuan Yin, the goddess of mercy, the Chinese goddess of mercy. Very loving, embracing, gentle, feminine energy. I always love it. I love working with Kuan Yin. It's a very beautiful energy. And this crystal is also helpful to reduce stress in your life. It helps it's a very gentle stone. It helps bring harmony in your life because it also reduces stress, right? To get rid of things that aren't so not harmonious. A very loving stone, and you can use it on all crystals. It also aligns all the chakras. but you can use it on every chakra as well, and then it works specifically on that chakra to harmonize it and to get rid of negativity there, and to cleanse it and so on and so forth. It's a really wonderful crystal, and yeah, I like it. And I will add that if you feel maybe you can do something with it. I also bought one for my son at the time, a blue one, to bring him more calm, inner calm in his head, because he can be really busy. He doesn't have what's that called, ADHD. But sometimes it looks like it. He doesn't have it, but like I said, sometimes it looks like it. He can be very lively and almost overwhelming at times. And I know he feels that way inside his head as well. So I thought, well, maybe it can help him. So I gave him a blue one, and again that goes back to reducing stress, getting rid of negativity, and the harmony, right? Bringing peace and harmony in. And so that's your crystal, and this is your message, and I do hope it resonates. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Numbers 4, your card, we have staff, stability, and of course your crystal. You have gotten off your path for whatever reason, and it could be that you were just very eager, very enthusiastic to get there, and basically went too fast then in your enthusiasm, and just basically lost your path. So you have to now work on grounding and stabilizing yourself with that, and that might slow you down on your path, but in the end, if you think about it, what is it I always say? Slow is smooth and smooth is fast, or something like that, and slow and steady wins the race, right? So it might appear to go less fast, but you will get there faster, and because you won't digress, you won't lose track. And so it is better. You will feel better as well, of course, when you feel stable and when you are grounded. Plus, when you go slow, you can also enjoy the things on the way, the journey. And you often can learn a lot from that as well, right? And now, I do think it's not necessarily always, and that's because of the crystal that I will get out in a minute, that I have for you. I think for a number of you, it's not necessarily enthusiasm or eagerness to get somewhere, but also possibly more an emotional situation, an emotional happening that touched you deeply, and that makes you then digress, move off your path, and then kind of feel lost maybe. But it is now really time to get back on track, and you are being guided as well. There are messages and guidance, etc. for you, but of course, if you're not grounded and don't take the time for it, if you're rushing, you can't hear them or see them, feel them, right? So let's look at your crystal, because like I said, I feel that's quite important for this reading as well. And I drew these crystals like I draw cards, not choosing, not looking either. Just going in this thingy that I've got in. There's a lot of crystals in here. And then blindly feel for this reading, for each set, which crystal I must have, I should get. And for you, we have Apache tear. Apache tear is a form of, it is an obsidian, but it's slightly transparent. If you hold this against the light, you see these lines. It looks just black, solid black, but it isn't. It's actually, when you hold it up against the light, it's even more brownish. And then you see those lines as well. It's also a gentler obsidian variety than the regular black, right? Like the snowflake is also gentle. This one is too. And it is very good to help work through painful things. It can bring comfort. It can also gently bring pain, intense pain as well, to the surface. But because it is so gentle, it then also gently allows you to work through it, to digest it, and then let go. And, then it's done. And like normal black obsidian, it's really far, is not so gentle. Many people have a problem with it for that reason, because it just drags it up and it's just smack in your face, and there you have it. Well, this obsidian, let's be clear, the Apache tier doesn't do it that way. This one does the same thing, but in a very gentle, soft way. So it is a very good crystal for comfort and to work through issues, pain, and so it helps with fear, traumatic experiences, makes you aware of blockages, helps to release old pain, and it stimulates your intuition, which is also helpful to get these messages that I just spoke of, right? The guidance, to receive the guidance. And that is actually really there for you. And it helps to digest old pain and to let it go, like I just explained. And it helps to basically raise you above your problems. If you're too heavily earthly focused, stuck kind of in that way, that can also sometimes happen, right? And so maybe it speaks to you. I don't know. It's just a shame that I can't show you against the light, really, how beautiful it is. But maybe if you want to go to a shop, a crystal shop, just have a look at Apache tier. It's really interesting, an interesting crystal, especially if you feel like a normal black obsidian is just too powerful, too strong, because that's not gentle at all. Anyhow, this is your message that I have for you. You have to get back on track in order to do that. Well, you might indeed have to work through some problems, or you might fear there are some emotional obstacles on your path which made you then digress to, because you wanted to avoid it, you didn't want to go there, etc., etc. Well, if that's the case, then you have to, right? You have to walk your path. That's basically the message. And in order to do that, you have to ground. It will help, makes you stable, it's safe, and so on and so forth. And you can then also receive your guidance, which is also helpful if you are tuned in to guidance and intuition to work through any old pain or emotion, whatever that it is for you that is troubling you or has been troubling you, whatever. Right, so I hope it resonates, and I'm wishing you a wonderful summer solstice, and I will see you again soon.